Yes, we are back. Sorry about that. It happens, man. Listen, you gotta expect that when you are out here doing the do, right? Because like I said, a lot of these guys, right? A lot of these pretenders, they're not doing it, man. They're not doing it. See, one thing about me, I know now. I'm really doing the do, right? So when you're really doing the do, they're gonna make it hard on you. They're gonna try to shut you down. They don't want you to shine. They don't want nobody to listen to you. They don't want nobody to watch you, right? Cause I'm doing the do, right? I'm doing the actual do, man. Respectfully, right? I'm one of those guys, right? I'm doing it, man. So I did not tell you that was gonna happen, but I'll run back down a lot of the stuff that I was putting out there, right? I'm gonna run back down it, all right? So now when I run down it this time, look how I'm gonna format it this time. I'm gonna keep it all the way like this. Since they wanna shut my stream down, right? I'm gonna keep this up there because I know this is really going to irritate them. But we are back up, right? I just go back over what I was giving y'all. Give it a second, you know. Make sure you can hear me again. Unfortunately, I have to start all over again. Okay, y'all can hear me. All right, so I'm back, man. Damn. Let's get this out there again. So fortunately they shut us down, right? You know. Um because I guess I was giving away too much. Right? This is bag talk part two, right? Um so with that being said, right, I'm not even going to you know what it is? I think part of the reason why because I'm not part of the I'm not part of the system, right? See how I got on here? That's why they shut that one down. Because I made too much sense, right? Or I make you want to think. Like I brought up the fact that a lot of you guys want Jamel Charlo to knock out Canelo Alvarez. I think by me speaking on that, it might have been a little too much. Hopefully, I get my guy Toby back in here. But I think just by me speaking on that, it was too much, right? Because I gave out too many gems. Like, dude, been out the ring 16 months, right? But nonetheless, we're back. I'm gonna speak about his brother, man. With cousin Roy, right? I like that he came, and I was watching WCS. WCS was talking about this last night. Um, he looked good, man, and my prayers is with him. Um, but I just liked how he looked, and I liked how what Roy Jones did, right? Um, when he was entering the, coming in to support his brother, and the media was swarming him, right? And they were asking him questions. Matter of fact, let me play that. Let me play that audio. I have that audio as well. Excuse me. I love what Roy did, right? That'll just walk me back into what we're gonna do, right? loved it that though, man. He looked it good too, man. Shout out to him, man. Did they take it down? No, matter of fact, I know where I got it. Hold on. Give me a second. You know, the brother working, man. See, yo, the old me, right? When they used to do stuff like this, right? This would have discombobulated me. It would have had me tight. It would have had me tight and all discombobulated. Now, it does nothing to me. You see how I'm still operating and flowing? Like, you know, y'all shut my stream down. Cause y'all know I'll be kicking that rail over here, man. I try to shut my stream down because I was giving out actual boxing inside of gym nuggets, man. Now, if I'd have been on here with a blunt in my mouth and a beer and a drink, just, you know, talking nonsense that, you know, dumbed down the culture doesn't make sense, that stream would have stayed up. It would have stayed running. But by me giving the business, yes, the real business, they shut it down. But back to Jamal, right? Jamal. Let's get to it right here. Listen to him.
I'm so happy you're here. Tell me about that, Jim. I'm so happy you're here. Tell me about that. I'm in support, bro. I'm always be the brother, man. No matter what, you know, internet or social media, trying to make things up to me. I'm feeling that I'm in a good space. Got better people around me. New day. Yeah.
Better people around him. You see, Roy came and grabbed him up.
32 and 0. How good is it? He's a very, very good fighter. He's very dedicated. He's very loyal to the game. He wants to learn and be the best out there, and that's what it's on the good beat. Okay, I know it's kind of your fight. It's kind of leaked. You and Benavides Jr. What happens? I mean, it's who we got. I talked with my trainer. I talked with Roy. We speak. I mean, it's a good fight. Let's do it. Like, you know, I'm back. So now that you're
good to see him.
Let's do it. Now that you're training with Roy Jones Jr., is this going to be the best Charlotte we've ever seen? This is going to be the best Charlotte you've ever seen. Big today. You got the new trainer. You're the greatest of all time. Now you're in his corner. This is a crazy combination. Team, so we just add to the team. The best thing you learned from him so far? The best thing I've learned from Roy Jones so far was how to stay focused and not get distracted by small things. How do you see your brother getting done tomorrow? Decision or stoppage? I haven't quite played on it. I'm satisfied. How much money you putting on your bro? I put my heart on it.
Man, that was so solid. But back to Jamal, right, Jamal. That was so solid, right? I liked how he looked. He was wide-eyed. Eyes were yeah, he looked clean, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm saying? Like, he looked clean, bro. See, people that deal with substance abuse, whether it's alcohol, drugs, demonic, you know, demons and people on you, he looked clean, bro. He looked clean. He looked like what he said, in a better place, rejuvenated. He sounded it, man. So that was dope to see. And it, like you said, better people around him. That's when it starts. It starts sometimes you gotta eliminate people away from you, man. People that's not good for you. People that don't have their best interests in you. Get them away from you. But it was good to see him out there. And he said he's betting with his heart, man. Oh, man, that was big, man. That to me right there, that was dope. And shout out to the ones that's reporting on that. You know, fire. Definitely, you know, you could respect that. You definitely can respect that, man. And I'm happy, like I said, man. Him, Roy, and Ronnie Shields, great team. You know, he's fighting. It's been reported, right? I don't know if it's been confirmed, but reports are surfacing that Jose Benavidez Jr., which I believe, if you know, like I said, he's been out the ring 2 years, right? But that is a good fight for him, right? I think it's a very winnable fight. because you got to think about it. Jose Benavidez Jr. is a smaller guy. He's big, but he hasn't. He can't. He fought Danny Garcia, right, at junior middleweight. They're going to be fighting at 160. So I think Maul will have the size advantage, and Maul should be able to do his thing, get that ring rust out early. And I'm rooting for Maul, man, just because he's with my family, with Roy and the guys. And like I said, I interviewed Ronnie Shields. Ronnie Shields is a good dude too, man. I never really had a problem with Big Maul. It was Mel all the time. Never was Maul, but see, I'm real, bro. It's like I know you guys are brothers, and I live by a different code, right? And it's like if I don't fuck with you, your brother, I don't fuck with you. You guys are twins. You know how that goes. It's like if we get it on, you're not gonna be like, oh, that's my, me and you was cool. This is my brother. No, that's your brother. So I bang on both of y'all, right? But like I said, I'm happy for you, man. Continue to stay clean and sober. Because you look clean, bro. When I looked at you, I dealt with substance abuse in my time, right? Still deal with it today, but I'm good right now. I'm on a whole nother path. But I have family members, it's no shame in the source game. That I seen you, I know that look. I was like, oh yeah, he's good. He's fresh right now. Look at him. Like, look at his eyes. People that battle demons and substance abuse, you could look at them in their eyes and know when they're on a whole nother zone and a whole nother plateau. And I seen that when I shout out to Blunts for sending me that video. When I seen, I said, oh yeah, he's good. He looks good. He's clean. He's approachable. You know what I'm saying? He's approachable. And you see how he was able to talk. And the thing that I like is Roy knows. Roy's been around the business for a long time. He knows different mechanisms and people who aren't really official. And I like how he jumped in there, jumped right in and grabbed them, let them know, like, yo, I'm here with you. I'm with you. You're around better people. And you see what he said, I'm around better people around me. But it is what it is. This is still that talk. I'm gonna give it to y'all. I'm just waiting right now because my last stream I was hot, right? They try to shut me down. They nervous, man. They been nervous. Just like I said, keep pushing what y'all push, right? Don't worry about me, man. Like I'm doing me. I'm on my own frequency. This is the news by Shy News. Just let me do me. Where I don't need to be in the algorithms. I don't need to listen. Everything that is happening for me is just through the man upstairs. You heard? So it's like, just let it rock, right? Like y'all didn't want my last one to rock because I started breaking it down for y'all. I was really breaking it down, like. Y'all want the man to knock a guy out, right? I'm all for it. Right? So what we're gonna do, is this, right? I'm all for it. I want to play. Hold on, let me see. They really tried to shut that one down, but it's nothing. You just come back on and you drop the what's the name. You just pick it right back up where you left off at.
We're here.
Here it is right here, look. This was Mel.
Hey, first of all, I'm so happy you're here. Tell me about that, champ.
Let the audio play. He's in a better place, man. He's in a better place. We'll let it rock out.
Hey, first of all, I'm so happy you're here. Tell me about that, champ. I'm so happy you're here. Tell me about that. Coming to support you, bro.
I'm always beat up my brother, man. No matter where, the internet or social media trying to make things.
Yo, I'm gonna tell you the one thing I don't like. You can see the extras around him.
Good day.
So, speaking of which, how's Kev going? Tell me about him. He's a tremendous fighter, 32-0.
Huh?
32-0. Tell me how.
Man, he looked good, man. Shout out to Maul battling his demons.
He wants to learn to be the best out there, and that's what he's going to be.
Maul, they announced kind of your fight. It's kind of leaked. You and Benavides Jr. What happens?
I mean, he's going to be back. I talk with my trainer. I talk with Roy. We speak. I mean, it's a good fight. Let's do it. I'm back. So
He's back.
I get a chance to relaunch. Lines up. Let's do it.
Facts.
Now that you're training with Roy Jones Jr., is this going to be the best Charlotte you've ever seen?
It's going to be the best Charlotte.
They be happy. Yeah, all the time. I'm gonna talk about it after the video goes off.
You're the greatest one time, now you're in this corner.
We're a
This is a crazy
team.
competition.
We're a team. So just add to the team.
What happens tomorrow after this win? It was lit. It was entertaining. Prediction.
Let's see.
Okay, now Usyk Fury was announced today. Who wins that one?
That's a good fight too.
Okay.
I like both fighters. I do too.
The best thing you learned from him so far?
The best thing I've learned from Roy Jones so far was how to stay focused and not get distracted by small things.
How do you see your brother getting it done tomorrow? Decision or stoppage?
How it's gonna be. All right, there you go, Maul. There you go, Maul.
Hey, good seeing you guys.
Good seeing you. Keep up the good work. How you feeling today? Good to see you.
There you go, Maul. Shout out to Maul, man. Maul looked it good. I'm just happy for him, bro. Like I said, I never really had a problem with him. It was always Mel. It wasn't Maul. So to see Maul looking clean and Roy putting his arm around and telling him new beginnings, and good for him, man. Great for him. And I like that he said they was trying to. This is a tricky game, right? You deal with a lot of not good people, right? So when you are around us, you have to be strong. You have to be, man, because you're dealing with the entertainment world is a very demonic world. It is, and they don't like me because one thing about me, we all have demons and demonic, but we all do have good sides too. And good will always prevail over evil. And a lot of times they don't, they don't want somebody like me because I know how to battle my demons, right? And I know how to really turn up. You know what I'm saying? And this was good to see more. Shout out to Gumbo. Hopefully you are safe out there on the roads. Big bro. Gumbo, you was looking like one of those bodyguards that was behind Maud Charlo. Big guy, man. I mean, he had some big guys behind him. That was good. Him and Roy on deck. But I want to get to this right here. We're getting back to the bag talk, right? They shut my earlier live down because I was giving away the gems, right? But listen to this. I switched the title up, but it's still the same. We are on the same time zone, same frequency. This is bag talk. Eliminate the middleman, right? And yesterday I was highlighting that how Bob Arum was breaking down that how they control the money, a lot of the money, right? And I was speaking on the fact that Wilder Joshua, and I was like, things that make you go, why that fight couldn't be made. So now Bob has come out on Ellie Setback's platform and spoke about the middleman over there in the Middle East and dealing with the plug. As I was saying yesterday, like a lot of these guys, they're not dealing with the plug. And I love to talk that plug talk because that's how I be feeling about YouTube and content creating and networking. Like I'm willing to network with whoever, but like I don't network with janky ass dudes, or if you're not solid or official, like I'm all about the plug talk, like what Bob was saying, which I'm about to play right now. Bob basically told, like, Eddie Hearns and them, and the ones trying to put the Joshua Wilder fight together, they're dealing with people that got to go to the source. They went to the source. And listen to it for yourself, and then I will break it down a little bit more for y'all.
Over 100 million. Tell me about that. For the Usyk fight.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I said Fury.
Watch out, I'm working. Thank you.
That fight.
Huh?
That fight.
No, not in the morning. No, later. No, you eat breakfast first.
You've been around many years and you've got a lot of calls from the Middle East. Most of them did not pan out. What made it different with Turkey when he called you and you realized, okay, this guy's a real deal?
That's the point.
How did you know?
Because we're not idiots. We study. Turkey was the head of the entertainment division of the sovereign fund, and what he said goes. Spending money on entertainment and sports in Saudi Arabia. Everybody else was a middleman. In other words, like Wilder and Joshua made a deal with Saudi people, but they were middlemen, and they'd have to go to him to get the money. And there was no assurance that they would get it from. But if you're dealing with the guy that is in charge of the money, that's a whole different kettle of fish.
The whole world is
right here. We get back to the bag talk.
Did he just kill the game with that right there?
What would it mean?
He killed the game right there. He told y'all. Basically, what he just broke down is that when it comes to Saudi Arabia, the guy that he's dealing with, that they went through, is the plug. He's in charge of the entertainment funds for entertainment over there. Now, Wilder, look, I'm telling them like him right now. Wilder, Joshua, they made a deal with Saudi people, but they wasn't the plug. They wasn't the source. So they would have had to go to him to get that approved. You understand? Did y'all catch that? So they went to. That's why Bob was flexing yesterday. He knows they got the plug right now. They got the source. They got the source. And remember, I did my video, right? This is just to follow up the live now today. Remember the video I did, and I said things that make you go, why isn't Joshua Wilder? They can't get it off the ground. Things that make you go, But now we see what those things are that make you go, They did a deal with the people, but they wasn't the plug. See, a lot of times when you do deals out here, make sure you're dealing with the plug. It's cool to deal with the middleman if that's what you're into, but 9 times out of 10, when you deal with the source, and I know that's hard to, kind of take in on this YouTube, because nothing about YouTube is dealing with the plug. You have all these fronting, entities and people in the way. That's why I say, are you reporting on the game or are you in the way? But shout out to Top Rank, getting to the top, right? They got to the top. They got to the plug. So I guess that's why they were talking what they were talking. But tonight is the fight. My prediction. I'm standing on that. I think Canelo's going to beat him, because nothing that Jamel Charlo has done really makes me think that he's going to knock Canelo out, let alone beat him. Like I said, the live that got shut down, I was playing the Brian Castano fight, replaying it, me talking, but they shut it down. You know why they shut it down? Because unlike a lot of these guys that do the same thing, that they let their whole live play out, I actually make sense. And I'm not saying that they don't make sense. They don't know what they're watching. They don't know what they're looking at. They are programmed. You see, what I gave y'all, the reason why they shut my live stream down was because I was giving y'all the business. Like, see, a lot of these guys talk boxing. They don't know what they're watching. Not only do they not know what they're watching, They are programmers. They're in the way. But see, me, I'm not a programmer. I come on here, I talk my shit, I give y'all the news by Shy News. So just like I was saying, right? Anything can happen in the fight. Charlo can knock out Canelo Alvarez. But me, I'm a realist. For him to knock out Canelo Alvarez, so a guy that has never been knocked out, and I'm basing this off of his performances, he went toe-to-toe, back-to-back with Brian Castano. I look at Brian Castano, I look at Canelo Alvarez. Brian Castano, yes, former champion, like 154 accomplished fighter. Is he a Canelo Alvarez? No. Does he have a skill set of a Canelo Alvarez? No. This guy was able to go damn near tooth and nail with Jermell Charlo in 2 fights. So you want me to believe that after him going tooth and nail with a smaller guy with a skill set that is not, I don't think, on Canelo Alvarez's level, he's going to knock him out, Canelo. Then I look at this. He's been out the ring 16 months, right? I know he's telling you no ring rust, this, that, and the third. All right, maybe not. But then I look at your coach, his other fighter that is on the same caliber as you, champion, you know, considered one of the best pound for pounds. He was laid off for how long? He got in there and he just looked like, I'm just being said on here, he wasn't himself. He was somebody else. He was this, he was that. So I factor in those things. I'm not the rest of these guys on here. See, I factor in things when I make my assessment. So when I see guys saying, oh, he's going to knock him out, good luck. Anything can happen in the fight. Like I said, if he does knock him out, I will be on here tomorrow morning, you know, having to give it up. But most likely, like I said, I don't see that happening. You know, this is Bag Talk over here, the news by Shy News. Shout out to Bob Aaron for breaking that down and having me look like one of the. Right now, I'm looking like the news by Shy News, a reliable insider boxing talk, because I told you yesterday Bob was confident for a reason. Bob has done the interview now with Ellie Setback and let it be known that they have the plug in the Middle East. He also let it be known the reason why Wilder and Joshua is not getting done is because they made deals with Saudi people, but they were middlemen. And they had to go to the guy that he went to get the funds approved. So remember, I kept saying things that make you go, why hasn't this fight been made? You know, they kept talking December, this, that, and the third. Who were they talking to? But we got some sort of, you know, answers on that. Shout out to Big Blunts in the building. Appreciate you, Gumbo. Yeah, you know, I dropped the gems over here, man. That's why they don't like me. They shut my other live down. And I was doing everything that everybody else does. I had the Castano Charlo fight playing, right? Muted. And I'm just talking. I even played this video right here where I gave y'all the gems that Bob dropped. Bob came on here and dropped gems. Look.
He's gonna make over 100 million. Tell me about that. For the Usyk fight.
I didn't say that.
Okay.
I said Fury in that fight, the Ghana fight in the near future. We're hoping that he comes in at around $200 million.
$200 million between those 2 fights, they say. Ngannou and Usyk.
Did not pan out. What made it different with Turkey when he called you and you realized, okay, this guy's a real deal?
That's the point.
How did you know?
Because we're not idiots. We study.
You study.
A
lot of you guys on YouTube don't study.
Of the entertainment division of Sovereign Fund. And what he said goes spending money on entertainment and sports in Saudi Arabia. Everybody else was a middleman. In other words,
that's a YouTube middleman.
Like Wilder and Joshua made a deal with Saudi people, but they were middlemen.
Man, middlemen.
They have to go to him to get the money. And
Bad talk.
There was no assurance that they would get it from him. But if you're dealing with the guy that is in charge of the money,
the plug.
A whole different
Man.
The whole world, they are programmers. They're in the way. But see me.
You see, he killed it right there. Bob broke it down and killed it right there. He told y'all. Basically, he just gave y'all the play, right? He gave y'all the play as to why a certain fight wasn't being made and why they was able to get it done, because they went to the source. See, a lot of internet people, respectfully, y'all don't go to the source. Y'all go to In the Way. Y'all on Twitter, y'all on YouTube, y'all on this one and that one, right? And it comes off that way because you're not getting it from the source. You know, you're not doing your own research, right? What you do is you sit on you do research on the internet, Twitter, IG, Facebook, things that's not the real
experience for us being involved as we are.
I done jammed my phone up. All right, I turned it off. There it is. But yeah, so I was saying things that make you go for a reason, because I knew I was just waiting for it to get put out there. I was waiting, and then once it gets put out there, you can speak on it. It's public. It's out. You see, Ellie sat back, asked him, and Bob spoke on it. Right. See, a lot of times these guys are making deals, and they're not making deals with the people that they need to make the deals with. That's why things fall through. Because if you're not going to the person that is the approver, especially when it comes to the funds, like what Bob was saying, who is putting the funds up, you're not going to get what you're looking for. Does that make any sense? But like I said, let me get back on this fight tonight, right? I was breaking down the fight, right? And I was saying, like, you know, Charlo has been out the ring forever, coming off a hand. And see, and these, like, you listen to these guys on YouTube, that, like I said, they don't know boxing, man. They know scamming and fraudulent activities, right? It's like, you want this guy to knock out Canelo. He's coming off a hand injury. When you fight, what do you use? Your hands, right? Wasn't his hand broken? He couldn't fight Tim Tszyu, but now he's going to go up and knock out a guy with that. To me, Canelo Alvarez is sturdy, granite chin. He's going up now to fight a guy that's bigger, that's stronger, that's been campaigning up there, coming off a broken hand. He's gonna knock him out. Like, come on, man. A lot of you content creators, man. Like, not only are you in the way, you confuse people, bro. You out here confusing, like you, and then that's why you can't. When it comes to boxing, you can't even hold like a and I don't want this to come off wrong, but this is how it is. You cannot hold a conversation with people in regards to boxing and having different viewpoints, because people are so programmed and dumb. Yes, respectfully, dumb. Because everything that I just said, right? Yesterday I'm hating, right? Oh, you're hating. You don't like Jermell Charlo. No, these are factual facts, but you are so programmed and dumb when it comes to talking about something that I know about, that I do. It's like, bro, you're dumb. You don't know what you're talking about. You're not even involved in this shit, let alone have the mind frame to understand what I'm telling you. Like, the man had a broken hand, right? He was out the ring 16 months. His coach, this with another fighter under similar circumstances, with ring activity, not being in the ring, went out there and laid an egg in his biggest fight. But you guys are saying this guy, and this is pretty much the same type of a scenario. You know, Crawford was Earl's biggest fight, best opponent to date. Charlo going against Canelo, biggest fight to date, biggest opponent. He's going to knock him out? He just struggled against Brian Castano in 2 fights. But now and that was like back to back where he wasn't rusty. He was this fight right here, he's inactive. This fight right here, he's inactive. But it's like you can't even talk to people, and that's why I don't even waste my time debating or even trying to educate y'all no more, because y'all are dumb. Y'all are lost. Y'all don't know shit about boxing, man. I'm on my Roger Mayweather type with time with y'all. Y'all don't know shit about boxing. If you get on here and really, that's like, listen, the man could win the fight. It's boxing. Anything can happen. But for you to think that he's going to knock this guy out, he's going to do all of this to a guy, he's been out the ring 16 months. His hand was broken. He's fighting one of the best fighters in the world. I don't care how you feel about Canelo Alvarez. Canelo Alvarez is one of the best skilled fighters in the world that has not been knocked out. All of a sudden, he's gonna get knocked out. Like, come on, man. You dudes are like just dumb when it comes to talking boxing, man. For real. And they know that. And that's why when it comes to me, right, they do what they do. They try to shut my channel down. They shut the streams down because I come on here and I give y'all sense. And I call it sauce, but I give y'all sense. Just like I told you what was going to happen to Earl Spence. If you really are a student of the game and study boxing, you knew that was going to happen to him. The man doesn't fight southpaws. The man was inactive. Like, come on, man. But see, you guys you listen to a whole bunch of idiots, respectfully. You listen to guys that probably never even had a fight, never been in the boxing ring. Don't know how to hit a speed bag, don't know how to do nothing. But they're going to tell you about the sweet science and fighting. Like, come on, man. This boxing shit on YouTube, you deal with middlemen. You don't even deal with middlemen. You dealing with in the way ass niggas. Because at least a middleman, he's in the middle. He could lead you to the plug. But you know why the middleman doesn't lead you to the plug? Because he wants you to think he's the plug. Hopefully y'all caught that source. Man, I'm on fire this morning, ain't I? Blunt says, I was trying to tell a nigga that last night on Combat's panel, dude think Charlo going, man, Blunts, man, you can't. You was wasting your time, bro. You was waiting. You know why he thinks that? Because Champside thinks that. Champside is a large program on here. He's telling the people that. So that's probably why this dude thinks that. Because he thinks Champside knows boxing. Respectfully, Champside, you know, I've been in the field with you. I'm not saying you don't know boxing. I'm just saying you program people the wrong way. You got to make it make sense, Champside. Canelo Alvarez, a man that never been knocked out, all of a sudden gonna get knocked out. He's gonna get knocked out from a guy coming up in weight that, you know, when did he knock Brian Castano out in the 10th, right? A smaller guy. I hope Charlo don't get knocked out, man. Because did you see them when Canelo was ripping off those shots? Those are shots that he throws. When he starts beating Charlo to the arms, and because Canelo fights, he knows how to fight. He's gonna hit him in the arms, the body, all that shit, start breaking him up. Hopefully, Charlo was ready for that, man. I was looking at his body a little bit. He looked kind of soft, bro. You know, he looked kind of soft. You know, fighting wise, when you're fighting, especially the type of fighter he is, because I study all of his fights. His body is rough, like a piece of leather. That's how you want your fighter. You want their skin like leather, tough, rough. He didn't look like that yesterday because maybe he's fighting in a weight class that he's not accustomed to, so he has extra baggage on him. He had on his black pants and all that. I was looking at it. You know me, I do this. But whereas Canelo, did you see how Canelo looked? Canelo was chiseled. He was ripped. His body looked tough, like leather. Whereas Jamal, he kind of looked, you know, a little soft around certain edges, bro. I'm telling you. But see, y'all don't look at that. Y'all not in tune with none of that, man. Y'all is in tune with, oh, he's gonna, no, he's not. We're gonna find out tonight, man. Can't wait to see that fight. Salute to everybody that's in here. But yes, man, this was really on the bag talk. Bob Arum and them got the plug over there in Saudi Arabia, man. I don't want y'all to lose sight of that, man. I had to change the title up because I put that title out and they shut my stream down, the last one I was just on. But things that make you go, I told y'all the reason for the Wilder, well, I didn't tell y'all, he told y'all, but now I'm telling y'all. Remember I said things that make you go, Why wasn't the Wilder Joshua fight being made? Because the deal that they made was with a middleman. They had to get the money approved from Turkish, and Turkish didn't approve it. And that's what Bob was explaining, you know? And shout out to Bob for breaking that down.
Because we're not idiots, we study. Fury in that fight,
like pleasant. Shout out to WCS. God damn, did y'all hear that? Look, I wanted y'all to hear that. 200 million.
What made it different with Turkey when he called you and you realized, okay, this guy's a real deal?
That's important.
How did you know?
Because we're not idiots, we study. We knew that Turkey was the head of the entertainment division of the sovereign fund, and that what he said goes, spending money on entertainment and sports in Saudi Arabia. Everybody else was a middleman.
Everybody else was the middleman.
Like Wilder and Joshua made a deal with the Saudi people, but they were middlemen.
They made the deal with middlemen.
To get the money. And
man, this is a hot topic right here.
I think he wins. And let's see what happens after this.
Man, that is a hot topic. So it shows you, right?
So just like I was saying, right?
Hold on.
Anything can happen in the fight.
Boxing over 60.
Charlo can knock out Canelo Alvarez, but me, I'm a real.
So they made their deal with the middleman, right? Things to make you go, That's why it seemed like the fight kept falling through. I'm like, damn, they both want to fight. What is the problem? See, the problem is what Bob was just explaining, the news, Basha News, right? They had a deal in place. That's why you kept seeing the reports, oh, they're going to fight in December. You know, they're going to fight in December in Saudi Arabia. But the Turkish, who we are coming to find, is the plug for entertainment funds. He is the approval. So if he does not approve on the spending of the funds, the fight is a no-go. And that's what we kept seeing. It's like, damn, why does it keep getting pushed back? Why is it not? Because the middleman, when they were presenting the presentation to Turkish, he was not approving of this. Whereas Bob, as just stated, went to Turkish and said, listen, and you see what happened, signed off. Usyk Fury, they got the funds. So that's why Bob was talking spicy yesterday when he said what he said about we control the money. We control some of the money. See, this whole thing is about the money, the bag. This is the bag talk part 2. I'm not going to come on here and talk to you guys about nothing because you get enough of that from most of these YouTuber content haters. Not even creators, they're haters, right? They're not telling you. They're in the way. Are you reporting on the game or are you in the way? They're in the way. Now, when this broke last night, I seen it. I was like, oh, I already know what I'm talking about tomorrow morning. I'm talking about what I've been leading up to telling you guys about, because now I actually can speak on it because Bob done put it out there. When I said things that make you go, why wasn't Wilder Joshua getting done? It's like with anything in life. When you do deals with people that aren't the authority figure, that are middlemen, like Bob said, sometimes you get a hiccup. Because the middleman is not the actual plug. He might know the plug. He can go to the plug, but he's not the plug. See, the plug is the overseer. He's calling the shots. So now that they have the plug, and you heard they must have the plug because Bob said Fury is looking to make $200 million between the Ngannou and the Usyk fight. Canelo Alvarez is the face of boxing, right or wrong. He just got a deal from a company in PBC for 3 fights for excess of 100 million. We're talking about Tyson Fury, and you heard what Bob said. I want to let the play so y'all can listen. 200 million in 2 fights. Heavyweight boxing is big boxing, but not only that, Middle East boxing is big money boxing because right, both of his fights is going to be in Saudi Arabia, the Nagano fight and also the Usyk fight when they make that. But hey, what do I know? The news by Shaw News, man. You know, but tonight is the big fight. I'm eager to watch some of these undercards. You know, Ramos and Lubin. I think I might put a little money on Lubin. Lubin is the underdog, man. I know that's not the smart bet, but if you want to make money, it is a smart bet. And I want to see Lubin win. You know, I say this, right? Anything can happen in a fight, right? I was trying to do some background on Jesus Ramos. Has he fought southpaws? You know, Lubin's a southpaw. Lubin is a southpaw, you know. And I was doing my research on Jesus Ramos, man. How many southpaws has Jesus Ramos been in there? See, one thing about me, I don't want to throw Jesus under the underneath the table like that. But I know a lot of guys he spars with. You know, I'm privileged to information. Like I said, when I was out here talking my shit, and I was like, "Yo, Jihad Tucker will beat the shit out of him." I know that. I stand on that. I will bet my house on that. But we would never get that fight. We wouldn't get that fight. It's a lot of fights in boxing that you never get because you know the business of boxing, how it's set up. It's fights that you would never get. So when I was seeing dudes run out there and they was going crazy over Jesus Ramos, and I was like, yo, Jihad to beat the shit out of him. See, the only thing that, like, with Lubin, but I'm going to put a little bit of money on him. Lubin is chinny. You know, that's the only thing. I'm like, dude could crack. I'm not going to take nothing away from Jesus Ramos. He could crack. But my thing is, can Lubin get to his chin? You know, if Lubin it's about who gets to whose chin first. But Lubin is a chinny dude. That's the only thing that is got me hesitant to wanting to put the bread up on him. But you like to get the guys that are the underdogs because you like I would bet on Charlo, but it's like hell, he's not winning, bro. He's not winning. Where I see Lubin has a chance, a puncher's chance. That's what you say in boxing. Just like Charlo has a puncher's chance, but I just don't see Charlo doing that. Blunt said Ramos beat up Mendoza before Mendoza knocked out Fedora. The fuck up. Ramos will be a champion at 154. Maybe, you know, maybe. I don't know. I listen. Like I said, I'm not gonna put his business out there. You know, they moving him. He's a good fighter. I just know some stuff that you know the public don't know. You know, the people, especially the people that are programmed. You know, like listen, Earl Spence, right? Come on, and I like EJ. EJ was a destroyer, right? He got destroyed. We never seen EJ look like that. A lot of fighters look good because they're matched, they're moved a certain type of way. If you're not in the gyms or you're not talking with people that's in the gyms, you would not know a lot of these fighters' flaws because you don't get to see them. You don't get to see them. All you see them is just running through shit. You just see them running through shit, and then all of a sudden they fight somebody, and somebody just mops the floor with them, as a Crawford did to Spence. And you're like, damn, why did that happen? Why did that happen? Because they had the blueprint. And shout out to my man Bernie the Boxer. Remember, Bernie bigged me up, man, when Bernie's live, and I said something to Bernie, and Bernie highlighted my comment. I said, yo, y'all mastered his style. See, a lot of teams, coaches, guys that do this, they master fighters' styles. Jesus Ramos' style has been mastered already. I don't, you know, I want to see the young brother do his thing, but his style is mastered already. It's just mastered, and I know. Trust me, I know. You know, whether Lubin, like I said, Lubin's dealing with Coach Cunningham, who's a good guy. You know, Lubin, the Fedora fight. Lubin was winning that fight. Lubin just fought the wrong strategy of a fight, and then all the effects and the beating down of his face got him eventually stopped. But if he would have fought the fight that he was supposed to fight, he was doing his thing. But I think, like I said, when Charlo knocked him out at the Barclays Center, knockouts like that linger on you when you get hit hard. And one thing about Jesus Ramos, he can crack. But I'm going to put some dollars on Lubin, man. I think Lubin has a chance. And like I said, I like Cunningham. Coach Cunningham is a good coach. And if Coach Cunningham is who I think he is, and I think he is, Jesus Ramos is, if you know boxing, listen, and I'm not a programmer. If you know boxing, like I said, we can't get that fight. I will put him in there right now with Jihad Tucker, and Jihad Tucker not only will embarrass him, he will have y'all looking at him differently. I just know boxing. I will put him in there right now. If we could get the call, but they're over there and the thing, how this game is. Jihad would destroy him. Would destroy him. And Jihad would have you looking at him like, yo, nah, Jesus wasn't Jesus tonight. No, he was Jesus. He was Jesus. You guys are just programmed to think about boxing because, like I said, styles make matchups, the way guys fight and all this, this is boxing. It is what it is, right? It is what it is. Now, of course you don't know, Blunts. Of course you don't know, respectfully. Like you said, I'll put your comment up there. Like I said, I have stats. I have a resume in this, Like I'm not going to put fighters' businesses out there, but I have a resume in this. I have stats. I just don't talk boxing respectfully, Like I said, and I say this respectfully. Jesus Ramos, you know what you see of him, right? You know what you see of him, right? And where do you see this of him, Blunts? On television. Where do you see this of him? On television, right? Respectfully. Television. Do you know him of seeing him in the gym? Do you know of seeing him fighting fighters in the gym that don't have the styles of the fighters that you see on television? Like I said, he fights guys on television that have a particular style, skill set that make him look, what he is. And he's a great fighter, not taking nothing away from him, great fighter. Great fighter, But like I said, hopefully Coach Cunningham and them studied and Lubin comes out. Because one thing about Lubin, I think they just rushed Lubin a little too quick. But if you know Lubin from the amateur days, Lubin is a skilled fighter. He could present some problems if he is, if they have the right plan tonight. And we're gonna see. That's why I said I'm putting some dollars on Lubin, respectfully. If I lose it, I lose it. But if Lubin comes out there and does what he could do as far as box, scout, southpaw, and he could crack also. It's just like you said, Blunts. Hopefully his chin can hold up. Because one thing about Jesus Ramos, he can crack. I'm not going to take that away from him. He does, pack a punch. And Lubin, Charlo kind of exposed that of him. But the other undercard fight I want to see, the Black Prince. Shout out to Dennis Ugas. The Black Prince is in action. This was supposed to be Keith Thurman, man. Y'all know that, right? Let's talk about that a little bit. This was supposed to be Keith Thurman. This was supposed to be Keith Thurman and Ugas, but unfortunately, Keith Thurman, a guy that has not been in the ring in eons, wanted too much money. Wanted too much money, so we're not getting Keith Thurman. But that would have been a good fight. And from what I'm hearing, Keith Thurman once again wants too much money because they want Keith Thurman to fight. They want him to fight Bruce Ennis, but I think he wants too much money again. They want him to fight again. He said Crawford brought him in for several camps. I I don't want to throw Buddy under the bus, man. Ramos, man. I know something, man. What happens in the gym stays in the gym, man. Respectfully, man. See, I don't a lot of shit that I go off of blunts. Like I said, blunts. I'm in the gym, bro. I'm in the gym, my guy. Like, it's codes. It's codes. It's codes. And I know, and I say this respectfully, a lot of people on the internet don't like me because one thing about me, I'm not an internet boxing dude, bro. No, sparring is not sparring, Blunts. See, Blunts, please get more involved. Get more hands-on in this. Get more hands-on in this. Sparring is fighting, Blunts. And I'm going to break this down to you respectfully. Sparring is fighting, right? If you're in the gyms, you would know this, right? The difference in sparring is, right? And this happens all the time in sparring, right? Guys are sparring in headgear and 16-ounce gloves. A lot of times guys go in there and they're working on things, right? This is all the time in sparring, right? And I'm going to use this for example, because this is a sparring story that has went, through the roof. Terrence Crawford and Brian Norman Jr. I wasn't there for it, but I can tell you how it played out because I see this play out a lot of times in sparring. Terrence might have gotten the ring and was like, all right, I'm playing around. I'm going to work on some things. Brian Norman got in there and tried to take his head off. This happens all the time. What happened? The stories went out, oh, he rocked Terrence. And then what happened? Sparring turned into fighting. See, now, when you're in the gyms, you see this all the time. You see this. You see this all the time. So when I hear guys say, oh, sparring is sparring, I know right then and there, they never been in no gyms. They never really witnessed a sparring match, respectfully. But hey, what do I know? The news, Bashad News. I can show receipts, right? But yeah, so when guys say sparring is sparring, right? You tell that to guys that got knocked out in sparring. You tell that to guys that got knocked out in sparring, man. I would call up some fighters right now, but I don't want to put them on blast and embarrass them and say, yo, man, remember we was in Wada such and such gym and we had to stop the sparring. You was out, you got knocked out. I got people on here saying that sparring is sparring. Would you agree with that? Because you got knocked out in sparring. Can somebody tell you that you wasn't fighting? Because you was just sparring? See, you can't say that, man. Respectfully, you can't say that, man. And if you're in the gym, you wouldn't say that. Because you seen guys get knocked out in sparring. And if sparring is not fighting, why the fuck are guys getting knocked out in sparring? And shout out to my cousin, Poison. I remember Poison, Junior Jones. Look him up. One of the best to ever do it. 50-6, former world champion. One of the best ever. Brooklyn's finest. Yo, he would have bad days, right? And come in the gym, right? He would come in the gym and he would be on one. Like he was on one. He'd talk to his team, his trainers, and be like, yo, who I'm sparring to that? Who I'm knocking them the fuck out. I am knocking them the fuck out. And he would do that. He would go in there and knock his sparring partners the fuck out. Real talk. Sparring is fighting, man. Didn't we hear about I gotta say alleged because I don't want to throw the guy under the bus. But remember when the stories broke that and they alleged that's why the fight was called off because Jared Big Baby Anderson allegedly knocked out Tyson Fury and then he got COVID. See, these things happen in sparring, man. So I never say, yo, sparring is not fighting. Because I witnessed some top guys get knocked out, man, in sparring. Man, I was like, wow, he ate his shot. And with headgear on, man, it happens, man. It happens, man. That's why I would never say that sparring is not fighting. Because I done seen a lot of times people say that because you think that it's not fighting because guys get in there, they might be working on things, so they might not be going hard. But a lot of times, it does go hard, man. Especially if you are that guy, right? Like I wasn't there, but I could just imagine when they said Brian Norman Jr. got out on Tank Davis, right? I bet you Tank Davis started turning it up. And I've been around type shit like that, man, where, you know, you are in there working on some things. And for those that be in the gym, you know, guys start getting off on you. You start hearing the ooh, and all that. You know, egos kick in, you know. Egos kick in, right? Egos kick in. Like I said, I'm gonna say this, right? Because my guy is winning right now. I've been in some sparring sessions with, and it's out there because he put it out there. Richard Hitchenson's, man. Shout out to the Zoe, my Haitian, Richard Hitchinson. Him and Jihad, many rounds coming up. Still to this day, they work together. But I seen those guys, right? When Jihad was younger, 16. Richard Hitchinson was a young pro, undefeated still. He was like with Mayweather at the time. Them sparring, and they get a chippy. You know, they was getting it on. Sparring though, but they're not fighting, but they're sparring. But it was good stuff. And shout out to Richard Hitchison. Richard Hitchison he's on pace to being a champion at 140. Blunt said headgear and 16-ounce gloves, different than no shirts. And Blunts, man, please go to the gym, Blunts. See, you're basing it off of, you know, Blunts. Go to a gym, bro. To see what the headgear and the bigger gloves is, so you don't sustain a cut. You know, so you don't sustain a cut, right? You know, you don't want the fighter getting cut. Fighters, Blunts, man. Fighters get knocked out all the time. They get dropped. They get hurt. You know, that's the only only difference is what you're saying is the gloves and the lights. Fighting in the lights that night. Other than that, other than the headgear and the gloves, they're fighting, man. They're fighting. You got to be in the gym. Like, go to Uptown. Go. I know you're in the Maryland area. I know that's this big gym. Go up there and watch some sparring. You'll see it. You'll be like, oh, I see what Sauce is talking about. They know. They're fighting. They're fighting. It's you know, guys say that shit all the time that don't be in the gym. They don't understand that. They don't listen. I still spar a little bit when I want to. I'll get in the ring a little bit. It's not, man. I'm telling you. Dudes be actually fight. So I'm gonna tell you this, right? Blunts. So you're saying amateur boxing, because that's pretty much what amateur boxing is, right? They got on headgears, man. The gloves are a little smaller, but they got on headgears with a little smaller gloves. So they're not actually fighting in amateur boxing because they got on headgears with I think 10-ounce gloves. So they're not actually fighting in amateur fighting because they got on headgears and smaller gloves. Nah, it's fighting, man. It's fighting. Trust me. It's fighting, man. It's not, bro. Blunts, fighting is fighting, man. Like, Blunts, listen, please go to the gym, bro. Because right now you're not doing yourself no credit with this right here. It's fighting. Like, guys, and I'm gonna tell you this too, right? It's a reason why guys get paid for sparring. Real talk. I know this is not on topic, but it is on topic. It's a reason why guys get paid for sparring, right? You know why they get paid for sparring? Because they're fighting. They're fighting. They're fighting. It's the reason why guys get paid for sparring, the top tier guys, because they're actually fighting. They're not, sparring is sparring. No, it's not. Sparring is fighting. Guys get paid for sparring. Top tier guys get paid to come in and work, you know, a fighter's camp because they're fighting. But, you know, we say sparring or they say sparring, you know. Nah, gym sparring is fighting, Blunts. Go to the gyms, Blunts. Go to the gyms. The internet, Twitter, social media, it got you viewing the sweet science all wrong. You know, guys like Killer K and these young amateur guys, that be in there sparring, they be in there fighting, bro. Dudes get fucked up in sparring every day. Nah, you're not dropping no swords, Blunts. You're not. And I say that respectfully. Because you said sparring is not fighting, and I just told you guys get knocked out in sparring. So how can you not get knocked out? Look, yeah, right. If you're not fighting, see that right there is the biggest gem. That right there is the biggest gem. That's why I would never disrespect dudes sparring, because I seen guys get knocked the fuck out in sparring. And if you're not fighting, how the fuck are you getting knocked out? Respectfully, right there. How are you getting knocked out? How do you get knocked out if you're not fighting? Last time I checked, you can't get knocked out if you're not fighting. So sparring got to be fighting. But hey, what do I know? The news by Shaw News, man. You know, the news by the Shaw News. You know, like I said. But tonight is the night. You know, Lubin. Hopefully, Coach Cunningham. You know, like I said, Coach Cunningham is an old school guy. Hopefully, they have the right game plan. Because with the right game plan, they can expose some of the Jesus Ramos flaws. But if he does go in there and try to fight Jesus Ramos the way he fought Fondora, you know, it might be the same results. But I am going to put a couple dollars on you, Lubin, because you are a underdog with a puncher's chance and a skill set that I like, and you're a southpaw. And we haven't seen Jesus Ramos against southpaws, have we? Have we? For those of y'all that follow Jesus Ramos, how many southpaws has he fought? How many? We can pull it up on BoxRec. How many southpaws, right? Has Jesus Ramos fought? He's fighting one tonight in Erickson Lubin, but how many has he fought? You know? How many has he fought? He says, my DraftKings and FanDuel say otherwise. Yeah, he's not the favorite, man. But you know who else wasn't the favorite? And guys made a killing. Remember when the Pillsbury Doughboy, Andy Ruiz, man, Andy Ruiz was like, man, his odds was crazy against Anthony Joshua that night in Madison Square Garden. He pulled it off. Just like Buster Douglas, man. He said, you a good man supporting your brother, but Al Heyman setting the brothers up to get cooked. Maybe so. You right. You could be right. But I'm still going to put a couple dollars on Lubin. Because if Lubin fuck around and land something, you know, if he fucking around and land something, Lubin is not the favorite in that fight, man. You know? He said he was in camp with the greatest southpaw in boxing. Was he? What was that work like though, Blunts? What was the report though? What was the report like? See, you could be in camp with somebody, but what was the actual report like? What did they tell you? What did they tell you that work was like? See, you could be in camp with whoever, but what was that work like? Like, let me ask you this, Blunts, since you said that he was in camp. Was he brought in camp just to be a punching bag? Because, you know, like I said, guys get paid for sparring to get beat up. Was he brought in to get beat up because he's a big body? You know, stuff like that happens in boxing. Was he brought in to beat because he's a big guy, right? Was he brought in to be a big, sturdy punching bag target for, you know, Crawford? Because, you know, guys do that. He's a big guy, right? Jesus Ramos is a big guy. Was he brought in for that? Or do you think he was brought in because his skill set, right? Well, this is boxing now. We talking boxing now. You done got me started, so I got to give you the source. So was he brought in for his skill set? Because he has a skill set that is going to have Crawford thinking, you know? That's going to have Crawford thinking like, oh, man, I got to be sharp. Or was he brought in because he's a big, sturdy 54-pounder? You know? Was he? See, this is gym talk now. This is gym boxing talk. Because a lot, you know, you bring in a lot of different guys in sparring for different looks, right? That's, you know, hey, What do I know? The news by Shaw News. So that's what I hear. You know, like he also sparred with Shakur. Now, do you think he sparred with Shakur? But Crawford already put out there why he spars with Shakur, because it's like chess. See, so I think the Shakur sparring with Shakur is more thinking aspects, because you know you got to be on point. You gotta be on point when you're sparring a Shakur. You know, you can't like this. Remember how Earl overextended and reached like a guy like Shakur. You can't. Oh, look, I'm giving out too much sauce now. I'm dropping too much sauce now, right? So if he brings in a Shakur, that's probably, you know, to be on point. Like, you know, they it's chess. Whereas I think a Ramos, like I said, is a big, strong guy. You know, I don't think Ramos is in there with him, and you know, Crawford's like, you know, he's a fighter, but I don't think it's chess like that. Maybe he's in there because he's a big, sturdy, strong dude, you know, could crack. Crawford likes, you know, to beat on a bigger, stronger guy, because that's what he's going to have to do. But hey, what do I know? I could be wrong. The news by Shaw News, right? So what do you think that he bought Jesus Ramos in for? Because like I said, you bring in different type of sparring partners for different things. So do you think he bought in Jesus Ramos for his skill set? You know? He said every southpaw Jesus Ramos fought got stopped in 6 rounds. But how many was it? How many? In 6 rounds or less. So you thinking Lubin is on the chopping block. We're gonna find out, man. We're gonna find out. Lubin, he said Lubin got knocked out in round 1 by Charlo. Yeah, he was green as hell for that fight, Blunts. I was there. I think he was like 21, 22 years old. He was believing his own hype. He was believing his own hype. You know, he was young. He was green. He was coming off that knockout of the other dude where he did the rooster move. He was green, man. Because he got the shot that he got knocked out off of when he dipped over like this and had his whole, he had his whole, this all exposed. Nothing blocking it. Charlo hit him with 2 feints and made him dip over like that and clipped him. I was there. A riot broke out at the Barclays Center. That is the infamous night they got busted in the head with chairs. Yeah, his brother Maul got busted in the head with a chair. I think Derrick James got hit in the head with a chair. It was ugly in there. Because Lubin, Sapa says, also Haitian descent. The Haitians was in there thick. And when he got knocked out, man, they went crazy. They went crazy. They was throwing chairs and all of that. It was crazy in there. You know, but hey, what do I know? You know, he said Ramos got about 4 to 5 southpaws under his belt. They all got stopped. Okay, so you are basing it off of facts. I like that. So we're gonna see. But I just think Lubin, like I said, if Coach Cunningham is the man that I know him to be, he should have a plan in place. And we'll see tonight, man. Like I said, I'm putting a couple dollars on Lubin. You know, it's never wrong betting with the underdog that has a puncher's chance. But I like your assessment as well, being that you think Ramos, and you could be right. Ramos is young. He is the up-and-comer. Al Hanen could be looking to clear house. But hey, if it happens, it happens. But I just don't see. Hopefully Lubin, man. Because listen, Lubin, man, you want to be champion too, right? Erickson, you want to be a champion, right? You know, sometimes you got to do what you got to do. And like my man Quick Draw would say, there is no amongst wolves. You are a wolf, Lubin. Ramos is a wolf. Y'all both trying to eat, man. You know? But hey, you know, we'll see tonight, man. That is a great fight, though, man. You know, great fight. Like I said, this hopefully Lubin, he is chinny, man. Blunts keeps throwing that out there. He did get stopped by, you know, and usually when you get hit like that, man, you do go into shell shock. Because remember when what's the name hit him? Yo, I'm telling you, that's just guys that get knocked out like that and they get cracked hard, they do go into shell shock, man. Remember, you know who else did that to him, but he was able to win the fight? Yo, remember Terrell Goucher? Do y'all remember that fight? Yo, Terrell Goucher cracked him. And he kind of like, yeah, he like shelled up, man. So I think you might be right, man. If Jesus Ramos gets to his chin, it could be ugly, man. It could be, but Lubin, I got to remember that. See, you see, I study, man. I know. Terrell Goucher made him do the shell shock shit, man. So you might be on to something, Blunts, but I just like the underdog, man. I'm going with him, man. His legs he did the stinky leg. He seized up, yeah, because he got listen, when you get hit hard, man. I seen my guy. My guy's an old warrior. He been knocked out a lot. It happens to him in his gym a lot, man. He gets hit with a shot, and it's like, to us, it don't look like a hard shot, right? But to him, being that he's been in some wars, he freezes up, man. It's like, damn, that's them wars, man. So that might could happen to Lubin tonight, man. I don't know, man. It might could happen to him. But I'm putting a couple dollars on you, Lubin. Don't, if I lose, I lose. But if I win, listen, when the guy's the underdog like that and you hit that lick, man, it's a sweet lick, man. So Lubin, I'm rocking with you, man. Unfortunately, I don't have that same confidence in you, Jamel. I want to because you are a betting odds favorite, but I just think like, Canelo's gonna hit you in the arms and in the shoulders. Canelo wants to fuck you up, man. And I think that's I can't bet on you. I want to bet on you because you're the underdog, but I just can't because I'm like Canelo. I remember all that greasy shit you was talking, right? When you say he wasn't good, right? And Canelo knows he's good, bro. He's like, he's gonna prove it to you tonight. That's why I can't bet on you, man. I want to, because I like betting on the underdog. Because when they win, man, you win some good money, man. But I don't see it happening for you tonight, bro. I see Canelo getting in there, doing you how he did Caleb Plant, bro. And I don't see you having a better skill set than Caleb Plant. And Caleb Plant wasn't able to do it to him, bro. It's sustain it. You know what I'm saying? Like, Caleb Plant had him, frustrated at times. Let me ask y'all this. There's 5 y'all in here. Do you think Jamel Charlo hits harder than Caleb Plant? Yo, does Jamel Charlo, honestly, right? Does he hit harder than Caleb Plant? Caleb Plant is a natural 168er, man. Do you think Mel Charlo was hitting harder than Caleb Plant? Right? Is he hitting harder than Caleb Plant, man? Do you think Mel Charlo is hitting harder than Demetrius Bivol? Jamel Charlo, right? Is he hitting harder than Bivol? Because these are guys. This is where I take my assessment off of. When I want to bet and go with Mel, right? I say, does he have enough fire, right? Right? Yeah, Anthony Durrell said, right? Because that's that's what I'm saying, combat. You see, that's how I look at it, man. That's how I look at it. I'm like, I want to bet on Mel. But then I do the assessment. I'm like, is he hitting harder than these guys, man? Because these are guys that we watched Canelo be in there with, and they could not keep Canelo up off of them, bro. Even Bivol. Like, Bivol won the fight, but Canelo was still trying to get at him and take his head off. He didn't have that shit where Canelo was like, this nigga's bringing that heat, that fire. So I'm saying that with Mel Charlo. And the all leading up to this shit, how he's giving it up. He hit his chest one time, like, bro, this dude is he's coming to hurt you, bro. He let it be known where his mind was, man. He rocked you to sleep. He was nice up until the week. The press conference, he said he don't believe in my skills. I ain't going to show him because he's back there. He's 7 years back when y'all said he was running from y'all. When he was sentiment, when he was scared to fight you, when he wasn't like that. He's about to show you tonight that he's like that. And I just don't think you're going to be like that, man. You haven't done nothing. You're calm. Like, you're a lot. Listen, Castano, you wasn't like that. Tony Harrison, you wasn't like that. All of these guys, you was not like that. You was aggressive. You was the lion. This time you're like, yo, the stare down, man. Your man whispered sweet nothings in your ear. You know, you just wasn't there. Canelo was there, bro. He was looking through you. He was looking through you. And then he let off those combos. Those are the same combos he's gonna let off on you. He's gonna let those off on you. Yo, you threw up the Texas sign, you flexed and like, bro, come on, man. You I don't know, man. Hopefully they give you something tonight that wakes you up. Hopefully they give you something. And like I said, I don't see you hitting hard enough, bro. I don't, man. Like I wanna bet on you, man. Because you're the underdog. I want to make some money. But you don't give me that vibe. You don't give me that. You give me like you're gonna go in there. And if you get beat or knocked out, you're gonna say, you know what you're gonna say to the culture, to your people? Yo, I did it. I'm paid. I did it. I'm paid. That's what I see from you, man. I don't see you going in there trying to stop him, trying to enforce your will, be a lion. I see you getting in there and y'all getting into some exchanges and Canelo letting his hands go and reeling off some combinations, and you looking over to Derrick James, and Derrick James, you make him feel you. Make him feel you. And you like, that's what I'm trying to do, coach. Well, we're going to see tonight, man. We're going to see tonight. Listen, I'm wrapping this up. I'm coming back on 3 p.m. with a special guest. I have a special guest at 3 p.m. We're gonna do an interview today. So at 3 p.m. I will be coming back on. Salute to everybody that came through. Thank you to Blunts for making the show for me. You know, me and Blunts went back and forth about sparring. You know, we didn't agree, but we did agree. You know, salute to Blunts, Mr. Gumbo, WCS, the OG Bruce Gas. Hopefully I'm not forgetting anybody. But don't lose sight of what my topic was today. I know we got into the sparring, but the topic, most importantly, was about Bob Arum and them getting to the bag, the actual plug over there in Saudi Arabia. Thus, the reason why the fights are signed and they're getting to the table. They didn't go through the middleman. They went to the plug. You know what? I'm going to play that one more time before I close out. Because I know me and Blunts, we took the show somewhere else. And y'all probably was all hyped over us talking about Jesus Ramos and Lubin because they all fighting tonight. But don't lose sight of what I wanted y'all to focus on, the plug. This is the plug right here. They got the plug. That's why they was able to make the fight. That's why Bob was talking extra spicy. Wasn't he? Bob said, man, when they asked him would Shakur have to leave to go get the fights elsewhere, he said, what? He was like, what? We control the money, right? This is why he said they control the money, because they have the plug.
Rumors had it that Fury's going to make over $100 million. Tell me about that for the Usyk fight.
Appreciate that, T.
Okay.
I said, Fury in that fight, the Ghana fight in the near future, we're hoping that he comes in at around $200 million.
Wow.
200, God damn.
How many years, and you've got a lot of
Yo, 200 million.
What made it different with Turkey when he called you and you realized, okay, this guy's a real deal?
That's the point.
How did you know?
Because we're not idiots. We studied. We knew that Turkey was the head of the entertainment division.
Head of the entertainment. He controls the funds.
Goes spending money on entertainment and sports in Saudi Arabia. Everybody else was a middleman. They
went to the source, the plug.
Like Wilder and Joshua made a deal with the Saudi people, but they were middlemen. They'd have to go to him to get the money. And there was no assurance that they would get it from him. But if you're dealing with the guy that is in charge of the money, that's a whole different kettle of fish.
Man, that sums it up right there. Hopefully, y'all caught that source. The News by Shaw News. So basically, Bob and them went to the plug, man. And it kind of makes sense, right? Because and you see, he gave, listen, you gotta listen to the guys that really are the move makers, man. That's controlling the chessboard. Nagano, hopefully I said his name right. That's October. Then they're coming back in that same region of Saudi Arabia, right? For the undisputed, it's signed. He said the man is making 200 upwards of 200 M's. Upward, come on. Why aren't we talking about this, right? He said 2 fights, upwards of 200 M's. We was on here going crazy over Canelo getting a 3-fight, $100 million deal. They talking 2 fights. Double that, man. Let that soak in, man. The News by Shaw News. This is the Source Experience. But hey, what do I know? Salute to everybody that stopped through. You know the vibes. It's the Source. I holla.
It only takes for you to win once. You could lose 10 years in a row and you hit that right jug. Bam! That shit changed the goddamn game. And guess what? They gonna bow down. So I don't care how rough it's been on you. All you gotta do is hit once. Pull off that one thing in the back of your mind. You pull that off, and guess what? They gonna, oh, he a born winner. He did.
Going on, it's Carlos Action Jackson, aka King Dynamite Jackson. Straight out of Atlanta, straight out of Bad News, VA. And then I want to shout out Soft Talk Podcast. Appreciate the love, man. All the love and support, bro.
Appreciate you, champ. Thank you.